from surgical. I cut the full and them soldiers nervous. Projects been having mobbing with deep pockets. I ain't got a style like people show you with deep pockets. Over there by the lockets, I get my service back. Spend some time in Texas to check it. I never went with Aggies. Now my kicks classic, my pitch classic, I'm plastic. You it's practical, then it's smoking soldiers like Plaxico. The last to go, I'ma lay roll my head and step into the open corral. And then I ain't soon this shit. Oklahoma. Just a bone with another plumber. I brought a rubber grip, slip you the head. Think it's simple as slip shit. I'm up like a snitch. With this 10 times, back in the see you niggas skin shit, I sense it, it's insane. Pick a nigga friend, hey, they find you where your friends lay. Niggas was laughing when I was passing out my CD rock. Now you see me now. Niggas running to catch a boss. Pick up a game of bully, the cycle was actual bully. I work on the teach my arms that you niggas keep this fully. I'm on a higher plane. Asshole, I'm asshole. I'm on a fake bitch. Had to show her where her ass go. Pass go. T-4 to 60 back in that 150. Next to 96. Big hard, not like chick. Motherfucker. Nigga don't rush me if you ain't gon' rush Jesus. See, this is gospel. God letting me inside the level fucking breathe. Instead of letting me inside the level luxury. Too many bucks to leave, too many fucks to Jesus. When we hoes will be home to the slump plan. I ain't having money for a month trying to keep normal. This is my first album. I never listened to my first album. Not my first. I don't know why I worded it like that. This is so I got basically two complete albums in the can. The second album probably needs another song. Like because I got a track called Nosferatu that has a sample that I probably wouldn't be able to clear, but I'm not sure. A lot of underground artists, a lot of artists, period, but a lot of underground artists, they'll publish a song for streaming or make a song available for streaming, whatever, but they'll use tracks that have uncleared music in them. And that's cool as long as you're a bottom feeder. Like as long as you're under a certain threshold, it's not gonna really affect you. Like, yo, but if a song, you know what, I gotta stop myself. Because nowadays that's not even necessarily true. Because these apps have, I don't know if the right word for it would be algorithms. Like they have algorithms. I don't know how that works, to be honest with you. I'm not educated enough to know. I don't know how that works. Like when you publish a song and the app automatically can detect the sample or unclear music. I don't know how that works. I gotta do some research and shit because I don't know how that works because it wasn't always a thing. Like I remember I uploaded an instrumental that had a Lauryn Hill sample in the very beginning of it. It was maybe like 10-20 seconds of a Lauryn Hill track. And the algorithm, see, I keep wanting to use the word algorithm, but I'm not sure that that's the mechanism that catches a track. You know what I'm saying? Or catches a sample. Like I'm not sure how they detect that shit. I know it happens. Everybody knows it happens. The distributors pick up on it. I think when I end this live stream, I might end this live stream real soon. See, I got a little excited about yesterday's stream because in total, I got like 2,000 people to come through. So I say, fuck it. You know what I mean? When something's working, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it.
So when you have momentum, you gotta like capitalize on that shit and try to get as much watch time as possible. But anyway, when I end this stream, I'm probably gonna just pull up some YouTube videos because I never looked into, I never researched like how the fuck that works. I don't know how that works. Yeah, my last if you go to my channel, my last live stream, it got 2,000 views. Yeah, got 2,000 views. So when the shit works, or when shit is working, you try to recreate everything. It's like the same reason why a lot of pro athletes have a ritual or they're superstitious. Because if you scored 44 points and the day you scored 44 points, you worked out at 5 o'clock in the morning and you listened to a certain album and then you had lunch and then you had a post-workout meal. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, okay, well, damn, I scored 44 points on this day. So let me recreate everything that I did that day. To, you know what I mean? So the same thing with a live stream. It's like if you get 2,000 people to join a live stream, then you pay attention. Okay, well, what did I do? Okay, did I schedule the live stream? Yeah, I did. I scheduled it. Okay, what time did I stream? Was it like 5 o'clock? Yeah, it was 5 o'clock. Okay, did I, you know what I mean? You try to recreate everything like the same. You just try to recreate the shit. Yesterday, like right now was more like the usual. But I was explaining that in the stream yesterday. Where I'm like, bro, like these streams, like they're inconsistent as fuck. They're inconsistent for the large YouTubers. Like I hear larger YouTubers, especially Gully. I hear Gully talking about notifications not going out and like how that shit affects the streams, and you know what I mean. So, and Gully has like 100 times the subscribers I have. And he's got almost 180,000 subscribers. Beef is trash. I like all the rappers, but I'd rather just hear. You say beef. What do you mean? Like I'm not playing dumb. I'm saying like, why are you describing it as a beef? Because I don't think anybody ever took it as a beef. Like everybody knew that it was just like rapping. Yeah, but why are you describing it as a beef? Like I don't think anybody involved thought it was a beef. You got 3 people in here. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe. Damn. Right back to fucking back to life. Back to reality. That shit is crazy. I had 2,000 motherfuckers in here yesterday. 24 hours ago, I had 2,000 people in here. So you just gotta keep fucking fighting. Gotta keep fighting. It's wild. But I'm getting ready to turn my apartment into a studio. I was hollering at my dude. He wants to bring the green screen over here. I'm getting ready. I just moved in here. So I still got to get the rest of my furniture and pick up and have my TV delivered. They delivered my TV last week, but there was a fucking scheduling conflict. Like I'm at work. I'm at my day job from fucking 7 o'clock to 3:30. UPS kept trying to deliver my TV in like the early afternoon while I was at work. Watching from far north Queensland, Cairns, Australia. Okay, yeah, hell yeah. We got Australia. You know, it's great. Yesterday, I was just talking about Australia. Bullshit you not, because I was talking to somebody from overseas, I think from, fuck, man. She might have been from she was from the UK. I was talking to a woman named Susan from the UK. And we were talking about how there's really no such thing as local news. Like there's literally local news, like wherever you're located. You know what I'm saying? But because of the internet, that local news becomes world news, like just that fast. You know, like there was that prison break in New Orleans. There was a prison break in New Orleans. I'm in Akron, Ohio right now. Why do I know about a prison break in New Orleans? You know what I'm saying? But I was talking about Australia because I remember at the beginning of the pandemic, like late 2019, early 2020, I remember the first, at least that I was aware of, the first celebrity that contracted COVID was Tom Hanks, or at least the most well known. But the first that I heard of was Tom Hanks, and Tom Hanks and his wife were in Australia when he contracted COVID. And I can remember that. So I can replay it in my mind because that's when it kind of got real. Because at that point, at least me, I knew that I was paying attention. I was like listening to NPR and following the news. So I knew what was going on and what was that? Is that Yuan? Was it Yuan? I knew what was going on in China, but I just didn't give any thought. I didn't consider like, okay, well, how long is it going to take for this this virus to reach the States? You know what I'm saying? And then I remember like around that time, and then once the NBA, I remember like in early 2020, like March 2020, once the NBA got canceled or at least temporarily like postponed because they ended up playing in the bubble. But once the NBA was like temporarily canceled, that's when it got real. Like that's like just me personally, like that's when I was like, oh shit, like psychologically, I'm like, damn, it's real. Like, nigga, they just canceled at the time, like they just canceled the motherfucking NBA. Like this shit is crazy. I'm building a studio, getting a new laptop, 500 gigabytes. Yeah, hell yeah. Anybody that's in the chat, this is like a small fucking live stream. I'm probably not gonna stay here that long. Plus, I'm hungry anyway, and I need to do some laundry. I got like a few things I need to do, but anybody that's in this chat or in this live stream, man, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know where you're from. Let me know what you do for a living. Let me know how old you are. I went live yesterday because I couldn't believe the testimony. I'm not saying like I disbelieved it. I'm saying like it was just unbelievable, like in that sense. I couldn't believe when I heard, and it looks bad because I'm smiling. I'm not smiling because of like, I think domestic abuse or domestic violence is like some funny shit. It's just the concept of it, like the idea that Cassie was scrambling eggs and Diddy hit her ass in the head with the same hot skillet that she was scrambling the eggs in. That shit was like that. I got a morbid sense of humor. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that shit's funny. Like, it wouldn't be funny if it was my sister or my aunt or my, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be funny, but the reality is, man, it's a cold world. So people would still laugh at that shit. You know what I mean? So, you know. It's a cold world. And then here's what's really, really crazy. It's all crazy, but I was reading this article yesterday. Cassie was in a bad situation financially. Anybody that just joined the stream, I know this is a small stream, like I kind of got spoiled yesterday. Yesterday, I was like, I was the nigga. I was the man yesterday. But anybody just joined the stream, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know where you're from. Let me know how old you are. Tell me what you do for a living. Let's chop it up. So anyway, Diddy a menace. COVID effed up a lot of... Yeah, COVID, I mean, shit, it fucking disrupted the world, you know what I mean? For a long time, obviously. You know, we all fucking survived it. A lot of people didn't. But... unfortunately, but Quest, what up? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. The music that you're hearing in the background from the Bluetooth speaker, the music that you're hearing in the background right now is from my 12/18/22 album. Some of this music is not on my YouTube channel, but check out the Fire Breathing Dragon Files playlist. I sub, by the way, because why not? Exactly, why not? I sub to new channels all the time. Like if I'm checking out somebody's content, like if I see whether it's content like a video that they produced or whether it's a stream that I caught. If I see something and if I like the presentation, if I think the shit is informative, like if I learn something from a YouTube video, I'm probably gonna subscribe to the channel. If I'm entertained by a YouTube video, I'm probably gonna subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? If a YouTuber is creating content that is I don't know. I'm trying to think. We all got lifestyles. You're into sports, you like certain sports teams. You like certain types of video games. You like certain types of movies. You like certain types of books and literature, right? Like, you know what I mean? So if a YouTuber creates content that's in like the same boat as like the things that I like and shit, you know what I'm saying? So if they're catering to like my likes versus my dislikes, then I'm probably subscribe to the channel. I think my blood sugar's too low, man. I ate right before I started this stream. I probably need to go eat again. I've been fasting all damn day. Anybody just joined the stream, I know this is a small stream. Yesterday, I promise you, I had 2,000 motherfuckers in here. Yesterday, I was talking about the Diddy trial, and I'm talking about the Diddy trial today a little bit just because Kid Cudi testified today. And Kid Cudi said some crazy shit that Diddy was like allegedly responsible for. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, G. You know, just enthusiastic, made my day somehow. Also got a lot of energy. Appreciate it, man. I'm just a big ass kid. A big ass kid just turned into like an old ass kid. I turned 40 Wednesday. It's crazy because I don't feel any older, but like, you know, it's happening. You know what I mean? Like I got some fucking couple gray hairs in my beard and shit. So it's happening. It's happening. But that means I got to accelerate everything as far as like the rollout for the music. And I got to be more aggressive and more consistent with networking and traveling. I got to be more aggressive because I already have so many things working against me. Yes, I have high quality music, but we know how the entertainment, we know how this shit works. Even if you're not talking about the entertainment industry, like, I guess in the industrial sense, in the corporate sense. If we're talking about entertainment, even though like the underground, people are people, bro. So when a 40-year-old rapper gets on stage, even if they look the part of a rapper, it's still gonna be in the forefront of everybody's mind. Like, yo, this nigga 40 years old and he's still rapping. You know what I mean? So you got to be able to cut through that resistance and that reluctance that people are gonna have when they hear your music and they're like, well, this music is good, but he's 40. You know what I mean? Like that's just you're not being real with yourself if you're not aware that that's a form of resistance that you got to push through. You know what I mean? Late birthday. Well, my birthday, I worded that. I probably need to go eat again. I think my energy level was kind of fucked up, but my birthday is not until the 28th. It's not until Wednesday coming up. My birthday's on Hump Day. That's some bullshit. Do I know any Muslims? Not personally. I don't personally know any Muslims. I don't. Nah. I mean, people associate fasting with. I remember Sinful the P was talking about that because people have a tendency to associate fasting with like theology or like religion or some shit, and I understand that, but nah, fasting is just it's something that most human beings should be doing. Like if you have an extreme, if you're an ectomorph, if you have an extremely high metabolism, then you probably don't need to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad is kind of like an ectomorph, so his metabolism is so high. My metabolism is high too, But I do have to be more diligent about my diet. But no. Fasting is just a health thing. It's just a holistic thing. It ain't have nothing to do with religion. I'm not religious at all. Happy early birthday, then, G. Appreciate that. Thank you for the birthday wishes. That's so the album that I'm playing right now is called 12-18-22. It's dedicated to basically like my brother that passed away in 2022. And I never listened to the album just because I'm always working on new music. But bro, I got a lot of really dope music that I'm ready to roll out, or that I want to roll out, but I'm just not ready yet. Cause I don't believe in releasing music. But you said you're atheist. Yeah, I'm an atheist. But so you don't want to I don't think it's a good idea to release an album and that shit gonna fall on deaf ears. Nothing wrong with questioning things. I was raised Christian though. I think most Americans were raised Christian. I was raised Christian. I was raised Baptist. I'm in my hometown right now. So like I went to Antioch. It was called Antioch Baptist Church. I went to Antioch Baptist Church when I was a kid. I was an usher in church. I was one of them niggas that was wearing like the black slacks with the fucking button up and wearing the white gloves and shit. Yeah. But you know, I think like when you take the supernatural shit out of religion, I think religion is just a form of discipline for people. You know what I'm saying? Like for the most part, it's just a lifestyle that keeps you disciplined if you're really dedicated to it. That's for the most part. I think like what I get from the gym is what a lot of people get from going to church. You know what I'm saying? Like going to the gym keeps me disciplined. It keeps me on a schedule. It keeps me, keeps me motivated. It keeps me optimistic. You know, I think a lot of people that are religious, that's thinking, because I think a lot of people, bro, they don't really believe in like the more supernatural, paranormal aspects of religion. Like, because it's, I'm not gonna keep talking about religion, but like to me, man, if you're an intelligent person, man, like there's certain shit that you're just not gonna believe without there being like concrete evidence to support those beliefs. Whoever just joined the stream, man, this is a small stream. I'm not gonna stay long. I'll probably get out of here by like the 30-minute mark. But hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You know, it's crazy. I'm listening to this song that I wrote or I recorded, because I don't write rhymes, but this song that I recorded at the time that I was dealing with this older chick. And I'm gonna be completely real, man. Like, I got a bad habit of circling the block. So like I've had a lot of girls that like I used to fuck around with, and then like I might reach out to them when I get bored. Cause you know, when you meet a new woman, man, like unless you're talking about like a prostitute, like a complete slut, when you meet a new woman, it's gonna take time. Now it might take 24 hours, and that's kind of like a slut, but it might take 24 hours, it might take 24 days, it might take 24 weeks. But when you meet a new woman, it's gonna take a certain amount of time for y'all to get comfortable with each other and be able to like link up with each other and do, whatever, whether it's a date, the movies, going to the gym together, going to do like top golf, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, it's gonna take a certain amount of time. But when you reach out to a girl that you used to fuck around with, you know that it's not gonna take any time. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of just hit them up like, hey, what's up? And then so I got a bad habit of doing that. It's a habit I gotta break. As I get older, man, there's just certain breaks I gotta leave in the past. But I reached out to women. This is a good topic. Women can't handle rejection. Women cannot handle rejection. I've had a few women that I dealt with that I ended up breaking it off with or breaking it off from or whatever. And they were so fucking bitter about that shit and so scorned about that shit. And that's just not a man's mentality, because a man can separate sensuality from sexuality, from companionship, from at least I can separate it. Like even if I used to have a romantic partner, right? and I no longer want to have a romantic relationship with her, if I'm attracted to her, then like I still want to fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? When I get bored, at least. So, but a woman, it's like once she's hurt in a romantic relationship, it's like she'll hold on to that shit. And because she'll go back and be like, well, did I do anything to hurt her outside of actually like cutting off the communication? Like, did I do anything to really hurt her? Like, did I physically hurt her? You know, did I violate her in any way? Like, did I take anything from her? Did I rob anything, you know what I mean, from her or anything? And it's like, no, I didn't do none of that shit. I actually helped her out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might have helped one of your ex-girlfriends. You might have helped her move into her new apartment. You might have helped her move furniture. You might have, you know, you might have literally like financially helped her out. You might have sent her some cash apps to help her with the rent or to help her with some utilities or to help her with her car note or whatever. So you look at it like, well, me and you had a short fling and I didn't do anything to hurt you. But once your behavior, once your behavior was starting to really get on my, like once you started getting on my nerves, then I had to break it off. But with wisdom, I look at it like if I'm gonna just say it, if a bitch that I'm dealing with is getting on my nerves, I don't necessarily need to break it off or completely cut her off. I just need to distance myself. You know what I'm saying? Because there's gonna come a time, because you know, I'm attracted to attractive women. So at a certain time, it's like you're gonna be like, well, damn, it's cool to have a roster. You ain't gotta have a big roster, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta have 20 bitches, but it's cool to have a roster, you know what I'm saying? It's cool to have multiple women that you can call and you can spend time with. But if you take the relationship or the friendship, if you take it too personal, then you're gonna overreact, and that's something that I'm still trying to learn from. You know what I mean? I'm trying to learn from past experiences. You told me it was your cousin's girl. I heard about that. You told me it was your cousin's girl. My cousin's girl? But yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really need to. When you say I told you it was my cousin's girl. My cousin's girl. I'm confused. I'm not sure. Like, I'm sure I told you something, but I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. What's up? Anybody just joined the stream? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know where you're from. Let me know how old you are. Tell me what you do. Tell me what you do for a living. I'm thinking about I'm thinking about day jobs and shit. I had a job interview on the phone, or a preliminary interview on the phone just before I started this stream. So my trade is CNC, computer numeric coding, but my day job is CNC, and you can make decent money. It can be lucrative. You can make good money doing CNC, but the current company that I work for, I don't really want to work there anymore because they're like underpaying me. Because for the skills I have, I could make more money. So, but I'm still having issues like as far as transportation. Because last November, I got fucking like locked up temporarily. I was in the county jail for 10 days, you know what I'm saying? But I got locked up, my truck was stolen, and then I bought a sports car. I bought a Camaro in January, and the Camaro ended up being a limit, ended up being a piece of shit. So the last two cars I had in like the last 6-7 months, like I've had issues with them. So I'm back on the market, or back in the market looking for another car. But I don't know, just thinking about like day jobs and what you do for a living, it just made me start thinking about that shit. That's crazy. I forgot about some of these songs because I never really listened to my old music. I never listened to it. Like, I'm always focused on, I don't really live in the moment. I'm always thinking about what's next. You got your booth? Okay, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Getting the booth is what's up, man. How was it? What material was the booth made out of? You know, is it made out of like carbon fiber? Is it What's it made out of? Is it made out of foam, or is it like is it soundproofed with foam? Foam, yeah. I think you already told me that though. But yeah. Damn, that's so crazy, dog. Like, giveth and taketh away. Giveth and taketh away, dog. Cause like when you have, I guess, momentary success, when you have like some real moment, I guess short-lived, right? When you have some short-lived success on YouTube, you don't realize it's short-lived in the moment. Like you don't realize it. Like when you go like literally what I'm talking about, when you go live and it's the biggest live stream you've ever had, you hope that you can redo it, that you can do it over and over. And I'm sure I'll do it over again in the future. I just was hoping that the next day, the following day, I'll be able to have, similar results. But this is another small fucking stream. But I'll take what I can get, man. I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll take the watch time. I'll take the feedback. I'm not tripping. Just got to keep plugging away. Keep plugging away. But yeah, man, what I really wanted to talk about was Kid. I'm really talking about a bunch of shit. Matter of fact, let me go back. When you say the diss, which diss were you talking about? You said, let me scroll back. Let's scroll back. Yeah, that diss was trash. I like all the rappers, but I'd rather just hear random bars. The world is watching you. The Joey Badass diss, which one though? Like, which one are you talking about? Because there were so many tracks. So to me, the main players that were involved in that battle, they like Joey, Ray Vaughn, right? Now there's other artists that chimed in. Now Loaded Lux is a legend, so the fact that he chimed in with a verse and he collaborated with Joey Badass, that is a big deal in like the underground rap world. The online rap world, that is a big deal because Loaded Lux is a big deal. But Loaded Lux spit maybe 24 bars, you know what I'm saying? So I don't look at him like he's really like in the thick of it, you know what I'm saying? Like he's really but for what it's worth, he is a participant. But there were so many good tracks, Joey Badass. I like Crash Dummy. I think my favorite of all the Joey Badass's diss tracks, my favorite is Crash Dummy. I like Crash Dummy more than I like the Finals. I think the Finals is good. I don't think any of Joey Badass's diss tracks were garbage, but I like Crash Dummy the most. Ray Vaughn, I like Whole Era. Whole Era was nasty. Like Snick keep talking about he back. We don't give a fuck where you was or where you at. Like Snick keep talking about he back. I don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck where you was or where you at. Nigga said, Ray Vaughn said, skeletons inside my closet playing Bone Thugs. I'll put the whole Pro Era on the Pro Club. Like Gucci trash bin just for you to put them raps in. Like when niggas is really rapping, bro, and they clever with it, that shit, I get excited about that. And then Ray Vaughn was a new artist for me. Like I didn't know who he was. So now I've been listening to a lot of Ray Vaughn music. I checked out his Dollar Menu project. Ray Vaughn is dope. Ray Vaughn is fucking official. Like he's official. Like his beat selection, his voice, his songwriting ability, his versatility. Like Ray Vaughn is a dope ass artist. Like he's next. He's next for TDE. He's next. I think Ray Vaughn is better than Ab-Soul. I think he was better than Reason. I know Reason left TDE, but I think Ray Vaughn is way better than Reason was. Reason has talent. Like none of these niggas are trash. But there's levels to it, you know. Tyrese Halliburton is a good NBA player. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is on another level. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between Halliburton and Shea. You know what I'm saying? So there's levels to it. But Ab-Soul has talent, but I don't know. Like certain rappers, they're not. You know, when you're a kid, man, there's certain cartoons that are gonna resonate with you more than others. You don't necessarily hate the other cartoons, but they just don't resonate with you all like that. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was a kid, I loved Dragon Ball Z, but I really wasn't into Pokemon all like that. I played a couple Pokemon video games, and I had friends that were into Pokemon, but I was more into, you know, Dragon Ball Z. Everybody was into Dragon Ball Z, but so it's the same thing with rappers. You know what I'm saying? You said Ab-Soul got dusty. I mean, I've checked out a few Ab-Soul albums. Ab-Soul has talent. I think with a lot of these artists, consistent beat selection will go a long way. Like it will carry you a long way. Like if you consistently picking dope beats, consistently picking slaps, you don't have to rely so heavily on people being able to like digest your lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of lyricists, a lot of top tier lyricists, they spend so much time focusing on like the lyricism that they don't put enough emphasis on like the musicality of their music. You know what I mean? So like you have a lot of dope ass rap, like Pusha T raps to like a lot of whack ass beats to me. I thought Pusha T's Daytona project was dope. But I also think Pusha T does tend to rap to some trash beats. I think shit, I'm a Kendrick fan. I think at times Kendrick can rap to trash beats. I like Lupe. I think Lupe raps to some trash beats. I think I mean there's a lot of I'm less harsh on lyricism than I am on beat selection, to be honest with you, because I understand like from a songwriting standpoint, different songs apply to different moods and different occasions. So I'm not one of these, like some niggas are so obsessed with lyricism that they're like baptized in lyricism and shit. It's like they're just swimming in lyricism. Like, and every time they listen to a rapper, it has to be a nigga who sounds like an encyclopedia when he raps. I'm not that way, bro. Like I'm a lyricist and I'm a fan of lyricism, but I don't want to hear that shit 24/7, 365. I think it's important to make songs about relationships, songs about sex, songs about doing drugs, songs about having fun, songs about strip clubs, songs about just driving down the street, you know what I'm saying, with the windows down in the summertime. I think it's important to make fun songs. Every song ain't gotta be just some shit that just like it's every song doesn't have to sound like you're reading the fucking dictionary. But a lot of fans of lyricism, they feel that way. Like they want every song to just be bars. Like that I'm thinking about what the fuck was that TV show? It was based on it was based on Freeway Rick Ross's true life. His life story. It was a popular TV show. Fuck. But it's bodies. Him. Snowfall is the name of that show. But that's what I'm thinking about. Yeah, it's only in rap. Nas got mad trash beats. See, even the narrative of Nas having trash beats, I think that narrative is a false narrative. Like, I think it's a false narrative. I think he has like questionable beat selection. But when people say Nas got trash beats, I don't know which albums they're talking about. Like which albums, because I didn't hear all of Nas's albums. Like, to be honest with you, I didn't hear them all. Because Nas got like 12 albums or some shit like that. So I didn't hear all of his albums. But when I think about Nas's like first 4 albums, I didn't hear a lot of trash beats. When I hear about Nas's when I think about the albums that Nas did with Hit Boy, I didn't hear a lot of trash beats, but I know what you mean. Like Nas, Nas does have like suspect beat selection, but I think that's just somehow that just became a narrative. Like, yo, Nas got trash beats. I'm like, well, I've heard niggas with worse like beat selection that had like a worse ear for beats. I'm trying to think, because like if a nigga got whack beat selection, he's not somebody I'm gonna listen to on a regular basis. So right now I'm having a hard time remembering like a rapper that I listen to. Like I don't listen to any rappers on a regular basis that pick trash beats. So you know what I mean? So it's hard for me to recall like, well damn, which rapper do I consider a rapper with trash beats? But they exist, you know what I'm saying? There's rappers out there with trash beats. Because the rappers that I named, like I don't listen to Pusha T on a regular basis. I think he's a great lyricist. He's one of the best lyricists in the world, but I don't listen to a whole lot of like okay, the reason I'm thinking about Pusha T is because I've seen little clips of the Clips new album, like little previews and shit. And the album is executive produced by Pharrell. And Pharrell, I don't know if anybody remembers, but Pharrell had a falling out. What I think about 2 Live Crew, man, I don't even know shit about 2 Live Crew. I don't. Like, I know who they are. And I know who, and that's crazy you brought up 2 Live Crew, because somebody was in here yesterday and said I look like Luke, like Uncle Luke, like Luther Campbell. I got a gap. But I don't know. So that's funny you bring that shit up. But yeah, bro, like I'll be 40 on Wednesday. I'm 40. I'm not 50, I'm not 60. So some of that, a lot of that old school music, like I just wasn't old enough to really hear that shit. You say I got trash beats sometimes. Like it, yeah, like it just beat selection will take you far. It'll take you far. Because when I was a younger rapper, I was overconfident, which most rappers are, right? You know, that's kind of, you almost have to be overconfident just to be able to deal with the amount of criticism and the amount of skepticism and doubt and, you know what I mean? The dismissal, to deal with all of the dismissal, because a lot of people are going to dismiss you when you say, like, I'm a rapper, I want to be a rapper. Like, oh, you want to be a rapper? Man, fuck that. That ain't real. So you got to have an extremely high self-esteem to decide to be a part of this shit, especially as an underground rapper, a solo underground rapper. You have to be your own hype man. You have to be your own support system, especially like mentally and emotionally. But I do have collaborators and motherfuckers that fuck with my music in real life, friends and shit like that. But when I was younger, like I would pick, I wanted to be able to live up to the beats that I rap to. Like there were times that when I was younger, that I would rap to a hard ass beat, but my lyrics wouldn't quite live up to the quality of the beat. Like the beat would be doper than my lyrics. You know what I mean? Like when I go back, if I go back and I honestly like give like a real, like when I scrutinize old music of mine, I can say that. It wasn't until I was like in my mid-20s that I really hit my stride with or really like my mid to late 20s, I believe, when I really hit my stride as a songwriter. Because I was always a talented lyricist. Like I always knew how to say some like catchy shit. Like I knew how to put words together in an entertaining way, in an intricate, you know, entertaining way. I always knew how to do that shit. Like I always knew how to come up with lines and shit. But as a songwriter, I was real inconsistent. When I was in my late teens, early 20s, I was real inconsistent as a songwriter. I knew how to come up with like metaphors and when I was a kid, I knew how to do my best like Eminem impression. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what a lot of young lyricists do, especially young white lyricists. But a lot of young lyricists, they're basically doing their best Eminem impression. And when you listen to like Hopsin when you listen to Joyner Lucas, you know what I'm saying? When you listen to, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of young rappers that you can tell, like, yeah, bro, I can hear your Eminem influence. Logic, you know what I'm saying? Like I can hear the Eminem influence is very strong. You can hear it. And when I was a kid, I thought Eminem was like the best lyricist. You know, when I was like 13, 14, 15, I thought Eminem was like the best lyricist. Not necessarily the best songwriter. Like I didn't think Eminem's songs were better than like Tupac songs or better than Biggie songs or better than Jay-Z songs and DMX. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think Eminem was a better songwriter than any of the other legends, the other icons. But I thought Eminem. No, let me rephrase that. Let me reword that. I didn't think Eminem was the best lyricist. I thought he was the most creative lyricist. That's what it is. That's what it is. It wasn't that I thought Eminem was the best. I just thought he was the most creative. I had never heard a lyricist like that. I had never heard somebody rapping the way Eminem raps. So that's why he was a real strong influence on me when I was like 14, 15, 16 years old. Anybody that's just joined the stream, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know where you're from. Let me know how old you are. Let me know what you do for a living. Talk to me, I talk back. This is kind of like a random live stream, but I do want to keep coming back to like the Diddy trial, because the Diddy trial is viral basically. Older guy was like, man, you doing that rap thing. I've had family dismiss my rap dream. I fuck with Hops and Heavy. Yeah, man. I mean, the people in my family, they became really supportive of me by the time I was like in my early 20s. Like by the time I was like 21, 22 years old, everybody knew like I can rap and I can make good songs. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew that I had the ability. But just because people believe in your ability to write songs, that doesn't mean that they believe you're gonna blow up. Now, to be honest, I've never gotten a whole lot of hate from people. Not a lot. To be honest, not a lot. Like even now online, like I don't really get a lot of hate. There's always like if I live, like for instance, okay, when I live streamed yesterday, there were 2,000 people total that viewed that stream. Out of the 2,000 total people that tuned in to the stream, there were only 2 trolls. 2 trolls. So 2,000 versus 2. So what's that? Like point? See, that's like a fucking less than a tenth. You know what I'm saying? Like 10% of 2,000 is 200. 1% of 2,000 is 20. So yeah, that's a tenth. That's 0.1%. So when I live streamed yesterday, there were 2,000 people that watched at least a part of the stream and were engaged and supportive. And there were 2 trolls, 2 versus 2,000. You know what I'm saying? Like 0.1%. You know what I'm saying? Like 0.1%. So I don't really get like, you know what I mean? So I didn't really get much hate, to be honest with you. But it's just people can't really, like if you've been overweight your whole life because you never got the proper education on how easy it is to lose weight. Like it's not easy to get in the best shape of your life. Let me say it again. It's not easy to get into the best shape of your life. That's going to take work. But to lose weight, 5, 10, 20 pounds, it's not hard to lose weight. It's more difficult to lose a tremendous amount of weight. You know what I'm saying? It's more difficult to lose 50, 100. You know, when you start talking about like triple digits, it's going to be challenging to lose like 100 pounds. You know what I'm saying? But to be able to shed 10, 20 pounds, that's not that difficult. But if you've been overweight your entire life or your entire adult life, and let's say you're 50 years old, you've been overweight since you were fucking 18. You've been overweight for 32 years. When if you overhear one of your coworkers talking about like a fitness transformation, a body transformation, because of your personal experience with weight loss, like the difficulty of weight loss, it might turn you into like a hater. It might turn you into a pessimist, where you're like, man, you're gonna transform your body. You're gonna do a body transfer. You're gonna do a body transformation. It'll kind of, it might make you cynical. You might become cynical when it comes to weight loss because you personally can't seem to crack the code when it comes to weight loss. And it's not genetics. It's just education. You're not educated enough about just how easy it really is to lose weight. And you probably don't have a lot of discipline or willpower, because a lot of people, the idea of fasting is like torture for them. It's torture for them. Like, you mean to tell me that you went to bed at 11 o'clock last night and you woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning and you didn't eat shit until like 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. Like, you didn't eat shit? Like, you mean to tell me you didn't actually eat physical food, like hard food? You didn't actually eat solid food for like 12 hours, 16 hours, 18 hours? Like, you mean to tell me? Because when you're fasting, you're not fasting on like calories, period. Like, you can consume calories. Like, you can drink coffee, or you can drink an energy drink, a sugar-free energy drink. You can consume some calories when you're fasting. You're just not supposed to have a meal. You're not supposed to eat solid food. And protein shakes count too. See, Jimmy said he weighed 119 kilograms. Now you weigh 97 kilograms. See, you had the willpower and the discipline and probably the education, the knowledge. So that's, you know what I mean? That's inspiration. That's inspirational to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, fitness has been a part of my life, my whole life for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Especially like once I got to high school, started playing football. And then when I got to the military and, things like that. So fitness has always been a big thing for me. Arnold Schwarzenegger was always like one of my heroes and shit. Bruce Lee was always one of my heroes. Mike Tyson. I admire a lot of things about like Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones Jr. I always admired Bo Jackson, Barry Sanders. I admired Cam Newton. I admired Michael Vick. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of athletes that I admire. LeBron. I admire Allen Iverson. You know what I'm saying? I admire Jordan. I admire Kobe's work ethic. You know what I mean? The Mamba mentality, all of that shit. So, Ray Lewis was my favorite athlete when I was in high school. Inspiration comes from so many different sources, I guess was the point that I was making. Like, inspiration comes from so many different sources, and you need to lean on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never take my experience but like, you can go to my YouTube channel and you can see videos of me working out. Whether it's a live stream or it's like a fitness video, a content video, like that I edited and produced or whatever. So, you can look at me and you can see like, I'm an athlete and, I got a good physique, but I never take it for granted. Like, I'm always looking for like new sources of inspiration. Like, I still follow certain athletes online. I subscribe to like, NBA channels, NFL channels, combat sports channels, bodybuilding channels. You know what I mean? So I'm always, like, I might see a video of Gervonta Davis. I might see Tank Davis training for a fight, and that inspires me to go to the gym and go do some boxing training, some boxing drills. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, if you go, I got a shorts channel. It's only _wireless TV shorts. If you go to my shorts channel, you'll see videos of me working out, doing boxing drills. You know what I'm saying? Hitting the double end bag, You'll see videos of me you know, incline bench pressing, deadlifting, all of that shit. So I'm always looking for inspiration. You know what I mean? Trying to be Mr. Olympia. When I was a kid, I did want to be Mr. Olympia. When I was in my early 20s, when I was a kid, when I was in my early 20s, I wanted to be Mr. Olympia for sure. For sure. I still want to do some bodybuilding shows. And right now, I'm really just locking back in and getting refocused on fitness. So I'm actually losing weight right now. Fasting and just, you know, because for the most part, if you cut down on salt and sugar or sodium, and if you cut down on sodium and sugar, it's easy for you to drop water weight and stay pretty lean. See, I want to leave people in here to get as much watch time as possible. You know, but when you say some shit that should automatically be like a death sentence, like you should get the chair, you should get lethal injection for what you just said to me. You know what I'm saying? So when you say some shit that should be punishable by death, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what the fuck? But I'm gonna leave you in there to get some more watch time. So fuck it. But yeah, bro, I definitely want to lock back in. And for the most part, it's just staying consistent, staying away from alcohol, staying away from weed. You know what I mean? Staying away from things that'll make you start to cheat on your diet and do goofy shit. Because, you know, when you're a natural bodybuilder, when you okay, so I've never used performance enhancing drugs and shit. I've never used human growth hormone. I've never used anabolic steroids or anything like that. But because I'm a fan of the sport of bodybuilding and I watched a lot of bodybuilding content, I know how the process of steroids works or steroid usage works and the effects that it has on the body. And when you use anabolic steroids, or I guess different forms of anabolic steroids, they boost your testosterone levels. And testosterone eats fat. Testosterone eats fat, basically. Muscle eats fat and testosterone eats fat. So when your testosterone levels are sky high because you're taking roids, it's a lot easier. You can get away with eating more bullshit than a natural bodybuilder. If you're a natural bodybuilder, you can't really cheat that hard. You can't really cheat that much on your diet. Or when you look in the mirror, you can see it. You know what I'm saying? Like on Monday, you might wake up and when you look in the mirror, you can see your abs. But if on Tuesday and Wednesday, you eat fucking 5,000 calories a day, right? In 2 days, you had 10,000 calories. And you had fucking 100 grams of sugar, or 200 grams of sugar. Between those 2 days, when you look in the mirror and you look at your midsection, you're gonna see that water. You're gonna see water weight on your midsection when you're a natural bodybuilder and you don't have a sky high metabolism. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a high metabolism, but it's not fucking sky high. You know what I'm saying? Like I can gain weight. If I eat a bunch of bullshit, I will gain water weight. Now, because my metabolism is high, I can drop that water weight real fast. I can sweat that shit out real fast. You know what I'm saying? So, but like my dad has like a sky high metabolism, so he can eat a whole bunch of bullshit and like he won't gain any weight. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker can eat fucking chocolate chip cookies, brownies, cheesecake. His favorite snack, his favorite dessert is cheesecake. So is mine. So I must have got that shit from him. But the most you know what I mean? So, you know, but anyway, with us, just started. That's actually funny. Yo, I just started smoking crack yesterday. Best choice of You a funny motherfucker, man. What's that? Jesse Barrades. Jesse Barrades. Yeah, that shit is funny. I'm glad I left you in here. That shit is funny. That shit is funny. I just started smoking crack yesterday. Best choice of my life. Oh man. Both of my albums are only 12 tracks a piece because I think more than 12 tracks is kind of overdoing it. You know, you're kind of overdoing it. But these like the album it's played a couple times while I'm doing this because I've been streaming for an hour now, and my album is like basically like a half an hour long. So I'm hearing that song again that I wrote because the song was kind of inspired by like this older chick I was fucking with. You know what I mean? Because she was cute. She was cute, and she had, for the most part, she still had, like, you could tell that she had kids, like, based on, like, you know, stretch marks and shit like that. But for the most part, she had for a woman her age, she had a pretty nice body. You know what I'm saying? Like, nice legs, nice booty and shit. But she's, you know, but her midsection looked a little weird because she had, like, so many. I think she's told me, I think she had, like, 5 or 6 kids or some shit. But it's just funny. Like I'm hearing this song that I wrote while I was like fucking around with this older chick. Yeah, when I live stream, I like having music playing in the background, and it's easy for me to get away with it because I'm playing my own music, so I ain't got to worry about like copyright strikes or claims or anything like that. But plus, it probably helps me think when I have music playing. This has been a small stream, but like fuck it. I'm rocking like a motherfucker. But yeah, man, fuck man, the Diddy trial, bro. Like I don't know. Well, let me get back to the battle shit, right? That's the Diddy shit is interesting just because crime is interesting. Like it is. Going whether you're talking about like the crucifixion, like if you're a religious person, right, and you believe in like, you know, Jesus and the crucifixion of Jesus, the crucifixion of Jesus was a fucking crime. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a crime. Jack the Ripper, OJ, fucking King Von, you know what I'm saying? Like just crime is fascinating. Crime has always been fascinating. You know what I'm saying? So the Diddy trial is fascinating just because it's crime. But I don't really care about it. I do care about the battle that happened between, you know, Joey Badass and basically the West Coast. And listen, Joey Badass gets points because Joey Badass showed more heart than Drake. Joey Badass showed way more heart than Drake. And we know that Joey Badass wrote all of his rhymes. So Joey Badass, I thought he was talented before the battle, but I have a lot of respect for Joey Badass. Like Joey Badass is a rapping ass rapper, like he is. I just don't think he out-rapped Ray Vaughn necessarily. But I don't think that he's way worse than Ray Vaughn. You know, it's like to me, it's like A+, A-. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think that Ray Vaughn is like a way better rapper than Joey Badass. It's just I prefer Ray Vaughn's style of music more so than Joey Badass. Joey Badass tends to make what I call like mood music, like more like intellectual, cerebral, thought-provoking mood music, like shit that you kind of like vibey kind of music, jazzy kind of music, laid back, reserved kind of music. I like music that tends to be a little more like aggressive, offensive, a little more controversial, a little more, you know what I mean? A little more passionate, you know what I'm saying? A little more rhythmic, a little more kinetic, you know what I'm saying? Like I tend to like music like that more. So Ray Vaughn's style of music, it's more similar to like my style of music, you know what I mean? So that's the reason why like I kind of rock with Ray Vaughn. And then just, you know, it's the novelty of it, you know what I'm saying? I always love discovering new talent, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, discovering new artists. Like that's always, it's dope as fuck when you hear somebody for the first time and you like, damn, that nigga dope, you know what I mean? Like, so that's kind of what, that's kind of the effect that Ray Vaughn's music had on me, where I'm like, I didn't know who the fuck this nigga was, but he's dope as fuck. Like he's a dope ass artist. Cause it's one thing to drop 1 or 2 dope tracks, but when you drop a whole project, like 10, 12, 15 tracks, and there's like no skips, like Ray Vaughn's mixtape, Dollar Menu, ain't no skips on that bitch. Like I was listening to it yesterday at work. Ain't no skips on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a real dope ass project. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to new music. And Ray Vaughn is 29, Joey Badass is 30. And I used to subscribe to Sean C Live. And I think Sean C Live, I think he's intelligent. I think he's informative, he's knowledgeable. I think he's witty, you know what I'm saying? He got a funny, dry sense of humor. So I fuck with him, but I unsubscribed from his channel. Not yesterday, but a long time ago, I unsubscribed from his channel. And it wasn't nothing personal, it wasn't nothing that he did. It's just like if I subscribe to like 200 channels, some of those channels I'm just not really watching on a regular basis. So if you got a channel that I don't really like if I'm subscribed to your channel, but I haven't watched one of your videos in like 9 months, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna unsubscribe. I'm not unsubscribing because it's personal or because like, you know what I mean? Like it's nothing you did to make me unsubscribe. It's just life. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't watched one of your videos in fucking 9 months. You know what I'm saying? Like a baby could have been born in the time that it took for me to watch one of your videos. So I unsubscribed from Sean C Live probably like 2 years ago or some shit. But I was subscribed to his channel once upon a time. But he was giving his opinion on the battle. And he made some interesting points. Because he's an intelligent dude. So he made some good points. But I didn't really agree with him. But just in general, it's hard for me to not respect an intelligent person, especially an intelligent black man. You know what I'm saying? If you're a smart person, it's hard for me to like not like you. You know what I mean? Because, you know, you can learn so much from a smart person. You know what I mean? So if you want to learn, if you want to become smarter, you should probably listen to smart people. You know what I mean? You should probably fucking read as much as you possibly. And I got a couple different books. I'm rebuilding my book collection. And shit. So, matter of fact, hold on. Right now, I only got 4 books in my book collection. That shit damn near make me want to cry. Cause like over the years, I've bought so many books. I love reading. And you know what I mean? The more you educate yourself, the more it benefits you in life, period. But especially when it comes to like as a lyricist, like bro, and a lot of lyricists, like people in general, because as a kid, that's what you do. A lot of people learn through hearing. Like you'll learn a new word just by hearing a new word. And then when you hear that new word and the way and the context that it was used, you understand, okay, even if you don't literally know the fucking dictionary definition of it, you have a pretty good understanding of what the word means because of the context that it was used in. You know what I mean? So a lot of rappers might not necessarily read. Like you don't necessarily have to read a lot to be a talented lyricist. But reading will absolutely help you improve as a lyricist. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll absolutely, because even beyond the terminology or the vocabulary, when you read, especially when you're reading like, you know, stories, you know what I'm saying? It helps you improve as a storyteller yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because like if you read a dope ass story, you understand what made you warm up to that story, right? What made you like fall in love or have like a liking for that story. You understand what did it. You're like, okay, well, it was the pacing of the story. It was the subject matter of the story. It was the dialogue of the characters. It was, you know what I'm saying? Like it was the plot twist. You know, it was the subplot. It was, you know what I mean? So those things, you start to incorporate those things into your own songwriting and your own storytelling. You know what I mean? So it makes you, you know what I mean? So just overall, bro, like the more educated you are, the more it's gonna help you when it comes to anything. It's like if your father was a mechanic, an auto mechanic, and you're getting that early education on, okay, I'm riding down the street and my brakes are grinding. Okay, well, because you got that education from your dad that was a mechanic, you know, like, oh shit, I might need to change my brake pads. You know what I'm saying? So that early education that you got from your dad that was a mechanic, now you can apply that to your own automotive repair. You know what I'm saying? Like now you know, like, okay, nigga, okay, I need to change my brake pad. I need to change my calipers. I need to, you know what I'm saying? Like it, you know, when I crank my car, when I crank my shit, when I start it, it won't hold. Like, you know what I mean? So there might be something going on with my alternator. I might need to replace my alternator, but you understand that because somebody educated you. So it's just, so the more educated you are, the more the easier everything is. When you have more information in your brain, when you have more data in your fucking brain, it makes everything easier because you're not going to be as confused. You're not going to be as you know, out of sorts and shit. Like, damn, well, just I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? You're not going to be as lost. I need to get back in the script writing, no lie. Ray Vaughn, really 29. Yeah, Ray Vaughn was born in 1996, and Joey Badass was born in 1995. And Joey Badass, matter of fact, my favorite Joey Badass diss track, Crash Dummy. On the Crash Dummy track, Joey Badass said something that was like wrong. He said, "How am I your OG? You older than me." He said that about Ray Vaughn. He was like, "How am I your OG? You older than me." He didn't have his facts straight. Ray Vaughn is actually a year younger than Joey Badass. So the point that I was making when I brought up Sean C is that Sean C was nitpicking, but that's what fans of hip hop do. That's what everybody does, whether it's music, movies, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Everybody nitpicks when it comes to things that they're interested in. You dissect things that you're interested in. But Sean C, he was like nitpicking the lyrics, and he was making it seem like he was like, "Yo, Ray Vaughn, he's a good artist. He's not trash, but he wasn't prepared for this battle." And he was talking about Ray Vaughn's second diss track. I can't remember the name of it, but it was the track that he recorded to like the 50 Cent beat, the Back Down beat. And I thought that was a dope track. I like that track. But he was talking about Ray Vaughn and the accusations that he was making about D and Joey Badass. Born in 1972. Okay, we got an OG up in this motherfucker. That's what's up. I mean, that's what's beautiful about this internet shit, about this YouTube shit, that you get to connect with people from all walks of life, like the whole spectrum, the whole fucking, you know, the Lion King, you know, the circle of life, you know what I'm saying? But it's dope. It's dope. I love the fact that I can reach so many people, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I can do it on my fucking phone. But yeah, man, born in 95. Okay, yeah. All right. So yeah, we got people from all different age groups up in this motherfucker. Yeah, at 30 years old, like I was nice. I was nice 10 years ago. I mean, I was nice in high school, to be honest with you. Like, just being completely real. Like, I had a reputation for being able to rap going all the way back to high school. You know what I mean? So I was always nice. I just wasn't always consistent. You know what I mean? I wasn't always consistent. Because and part of the reason why I wasn't always consistent when I was younger is because I was so experimental. I was so scatterbrained. So like when you meet an artist or when you discover an artist that's real consistent, sometimes that consistency is really a synonym for stagnant. A lot of artists are just stagnant for real, like sonically, like a lot of artists have a stagnant sound. What I mean by Wallace, what do you mean by stagnant sound? What I'm saying is a lot of niggas just rap to the same types of beats over and over and over, and they basically make the same song over and over and over. So it's easy for you to be consistent if you're basically just making the same fucking song over and over and over. Dull is another word for it. Yeah. If you're just making the same song over and over and over, well, yeah, nigga, of course you're consistent because you're not challenging yourself to fucking spread your wings and do anything else. When I was a kid, I was like my sound is very experimental as far as my beat selection, right? My vocals, the way I use my voice is not very experimental. Like I don't sing, I don't use auto-tune, you know what I'm saying? So the way I use my vocal cords is not very experimental. You know what I'm saying? But the types of beats that I pick and the types of flows that I use, the types of cadences that I use are experimental. So I experiment a lot when it comes to like different flows. I experiment a lot when it comes to different beats. But the way that I actually use my voice is pretty much the same. You know what I'm saying? When I rap, it's gonna be loud and aggressive and you know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty much the way I rap. But when you experiment, you're gonna take a lot of L's early on. Because a lot of people gonna be like, oh, well, why you do that? How come you didn't just do that? Well, no, man, well, this is okay, but this is okay, but it ain't better than this. Well, why? Well, no, well, I like this mixtape better than this mixtape because this mixtape sound was this sound, and that mixtape is that. You know what I'm saying? Like when you experiment, you might lose some people because when they heard one of your tracks and they had a liking for that track, the next thing that you put out didn't sound shit like the thing they like. And a lot of people like music, but they don't love music. As I get older, I really understand and appreciate that shit. A lot of people like music, or they're like unbothered by music or whatever, but they don't really love the shit. Because when you truly love music, you love all types of music. You love all types of styles of production, all types of different genres and shit. Like a motherfucker that truly love music, they gonna love everything from like old school Southern rhythm and blues to like fucking European alternative, like EDM, to like trap beats, to like, you know what I'm saying? To like Bay Area type shit, you know what I mean? To like bouncy hyphy type shit. Like if you truly love music, you gonna love all types of music. But people who just kind of like music, they tend to just listen to the same songs over and over again. They tend to listen to the same types of songs or the same artists over and over again. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with having a favorite art. Like there's nothing wrong with revisiting old music. But when you know a motherfucker who only listens to like a very small selection of artists, like there's people in the world that only listen to like a handful of artists. There's only a handful of artists that they actually listen to, which is crazy to me because I listen to so many different artists. Like just a couple weeks ago, I was in the gym listening to Boldy James. I was in the gym listening to 38 Special. I was in the gym listening to SZA's album when her album came out. I was in the gym listening to fucking Ice Spice's album when her album came out. I was in the gym listening to Travis Scott. You know what I mean? So I listen to a lot of fucking music, like just a wide variety of music. But a lot of people, man, they don't really love music for real. They just like the shit. So there's a handful of like, they got their favorite artists and there's a handful of songs from their favorite artists that they like. You know what I mean? And if you're somebody who loves music, you're gonna be kind of, I guess, disenchanted by the feedback that you get from people who only like music, but they don't love it. Because people who only like music, they're gonna be the most critical ones. Because they're gonna be like, well, yeah, this nigga can rap, but he don't sound like NBA Youngboy. And it's like, well, nigga, because you love NBA, you only like music. So you only listen to like NBA Youngboy, Bossman D-Lo, you know what I'm saying? Maybe fucking Cardi B or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Maybe like some Doechii or some shit like that. You only listen to a handful of artists. So any artist that don't sound shit like your small select favorites, you gonna give them a thumbs down. You're gonna be critical of them because you're like, well, Well, yeah, this nigga can rap. Like, yeah, I can hear that he can rap. I hear that he can put words together, and he got a nice voice. But his beats, the beats he picks, don't sound like these NBA YoungBoy beats. You know what I'm saying? And you know, shit like that. And it's really just corny shit. But it's the world. The world is filled with corny motherfuckers. You know what I mean? So you just got to accept that and just keep, you know, cutting through that shit and fighting through that shit. But you get a lot of that. A lot of people don't really love music. They just like the shit. I listen to R&B sometimes. Movie Short Society. What up, cuz? What up, cuz? Where you from, cuz? Were you in here before? Were you in here yesterday? Anybody that's just joined the stream, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know where you're from. Let me know how old you are. Let me know what you do for a living. This is a small stream. There's not a lot of people in here, but fuck it, man. We've been rocking for over an hour now. And my phone is charged up, so I'm just going to keep kicking it. But in a minute, I'm going to go take a break. I'm going to go, or I'm going to end the stream today. I'm going to go get me something to eat. Oh, man, and just kind of relax. I guess check out some of these playoff highlights, these NBA highlights. Listen to R&B sometimes. Yeah, man, like, I mean, sometimes, listen, when I was a teenager and when I was in my early 20s, I didn't listen to a lot of R&B. I did listen to R&B because this is my thing, right? And I don't know why. I don't know why I'm wired that way, but I was real passionate about production from an early age. From an early age, like you meet a lot of people that fall in love with like rapping or the idea of being a rapper. Like, yo, man, I'm gonna be a rapper. I'm gonna be a rapper. I think it's a smaller percentage of people that really fall in love with like beats, like beat making, being a producer. But for whatever reason, at an early age, I was very curious about the art of creating beats, of producing beats. I'm talking about at like a real early age, like 8, 9, 10 years old. I was already real curious about like how the fuck, like where are these sounds coming from? You know what I'm saying? I was curious, like, yo, where are these drums coming from? Like, where is that? You know what I mean? Like, how is this? How did this happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did this voice end up merged with these sounds to create a beat? So at an early age, I thought about music in a real like scientific way. You know what I'm saying? Like in a very is scrutinous? Is scrutinous a word? I think scrutinous is a word. I think it is a word. Scrutinous. I scrutinize music like a lot more than the average kid when I was a kid. You know, it's like most of my I'm talking about like 8, 9, 10 years old, like sandbox type shit. Most of my like sandbox friends, them niggas wasn't really thinking about like beats all like that. Like they knew what type of beats they like, you know what I'm saying? Like what type of songs, you know, what type of bounce, but they wasn't really thinking about like, well, who actually made the beat? I was thinking about that shit like from day one, basically. So the reason why I was listening to R&B music is because if my favorite producer produced it, I wanted to hear it, period. So when I was a kid, Timbaland was my favorite. He still is, but he's not that active anymore. But when I was like 10, 11 years old, Timbaland, that's when I really discovered Timbaland. Like 95, 96, that's when I discovered Timbaland. So because I was in love with Timbaland's production so much, if he produced a song for a rapper, I would listen to it. If he produced a song for an R&B singer, I would listen to it. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's what really got me into R&B. It wasn't necessarily like the songwriting of R&B or like the meaning or like the themes of R&B or the concepts of like R&B and all of that shit. You know, it was really just the production. It was like, okay, this is a dope beat. I don't really care that somebody's singing on it. Like, it doesn't bother me that somebody's singing on it. Like, yo, this is a dope ass beat. I don't care that it's a singer versus a rapper. I don't care. So as a kid, I just had an ear for beats. So I would listen to R&B songs if the R&B song had a hard ass beat. I said all that just to say that. So even when I was a kid, I did listen to some R&B music just because I cared so much about dope beats. So if a beat was dope, I didn't give a fuck if it was a rap beat, a R&B beat, a pop beat, a rock beat. I didn't give a fuck. If I thought the beat was hard, I would listen to it. So as a kid, I remember listening to I remember like R. Kelly, like I think it's from R. Kelly's first album. Your body's calling. Your body's calling for me. Your body's calling. I'm singing R. Kelly right now. They might fucking delete my channel, but but I'm talking about like 92, 93. Like I was fucking 7, 8 years old. I remember hearing that song and being like, yeah, that's a dope beat. I didn't really understand the lyrics all like that, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't really care about them all like that. I just thought, like, okay, R. Kelly got a nice voice, and this is a dope ass beat. The same thing with like D'Angelo. I remember when I heard My Lady, you're my lady, doom, da doom, da doom, da doom, da doom, da doom. You know what I mean? So if the beat was hard enough, I would listen to it, period. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't care. Very good memory. Yeah, these are songs that I've heard like a million times that I was just so in love with. So they're unforgettable for me. But yeah, bro, like that's really what it is. Like just above all else. So it's kind of like, if I'm being real, man, I think I really wanted to be a producer. But I started making beats in high school. I started making beats when I was like 14 years old. Real shitty beats. I remember using Hip Hop EJ to make beats and using like MTV Groove Generator to make beats. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember making beats on any fucking type of like software I could find to make some beats. And I think what really made me like turn up as a rapper is that I was making beats, but I couldn't really find nobody to rap to my beats. You know what I'm saying? I really couldn't find nobody to rap to my beats, so I started rapping to my beats. You know what I'm saying? And I was passionate about rap when I was a kid because I was freestyling and shit. I remember freestyling at the bus stop. Matter of fact, I remember when I first started. Have very good. I think you are real. Hey, real is rare. So I appreciate that. Matter of fact, I'm always saving. I'm on Pinterest a lot because I think Pinterest is a real healthy way to kill time. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook for the most part because I have like friends and like family members and shit. And even like some co-workers and shit that I fuck with. And for the most part, Facebook Marketplace is very valuable. You know what I'm saying? You can find a lot of like dope deals, good deals on Facebook Marketplace. So to me, the best thing about Facebook is really Facebook Marketplace. So that's for the most part. And then because I'm an artist in 2 different senses, really 3 different senses, because I produce music, I write music, and then I'm actually like an artist, like a cartoonist, like a comic book artist. So I'm an artist. So if you're an artist, it behooves you. It would behoove you to post your artwork on as many different platforms as possible, so you can give yourself the best chance to attract as many eyes as possible to the shit that you create. So that's for the most part the reason why I got accounts on like every platform. I got a Snapchat account, I got a Reddit account, I got a Discord account, you know what I mean? So I got accounts on pretty much every platform, TikTok. But the platforms that I really use on a day-to-day basis for real are like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm on YouTube more than anything. But
the speed is so good. I'm actually
man, sorry for that. Sorry about that.
Yes.
Damn, it's going on 1.5 hours. Woo. Yo, man, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I want to go to the gym tomorrow. So I want to take y'all to the gym tomorrow. So that's the goal. is to go to the gym tomorrow and do a live stream from there. So same bat time, same bat place, same bat channel. Only_Wallace TV out.